Hello, viewers. This is Marcus Jefferson, publisher of the Michigan Bulletin. I'm welcoming you to my podcast, The Bulletin News. I've got two young men here with me today that's going to tell a little bit about a couple things they've got going on. One is a golf outing. Another one is a health kind of empowerment fair. And the other one is it's like a Wi-Fi charging antenna, a lot of different things. Keith here is to my left. No, Keith is to my right, and Jeff is to my left. And I'm going to start off with asking both of you guys a little bit about yourself. But what I really want to know, one is, what is your personal passion and what is your business passion? And we'll start off with you, Keith.
Oh, my personal passion is to be able to create and do something that, that the world will turn around and touch and can use. Mm-hmm. Being able to have that ability that I was given to be able to spread it with the rest of the world. That is really my passion. So if you want to ask on that area, that's what I see what my passion is.
Okay. So how about do you have two passions, or is it just that one?
I only have one passion. It's work.
Okay. Well, hey, hard work and helping our people are wonderful passions to have.
Yeah. Well, and I'm gonna go into it a little deeper. Is that I feel like I have been pretty successful throughout my life, and for me to finally get a chance to be able, not finally, but being able to give a chance to give back, and some of the knowledge and some of the things I've done is where I'm looking, and that's becoming my passion, to be able to create and do something that the world can use.
All right, Jeff, you got the same set of questions.
My personal passion is really sports.
Oh, okay.
It starts there, but the education part's very important. And what originally, my sports background has kind of led us to where we're at now, but it's led me on a path where I did a short stint playing football at Michigan State. I kind of went into, personal training and coaching for several years. And right now, I still have that same passion. I work for a former all-star around here, Denzel Valentine, work for DV45 Incorporated, and I also officiate in the area. So kids and sports and the different things involved, those have kind of led me into what we're doing here currently. As far as this particular event, sports-wise, it's always kept me involved in the area, and myself and Mr. Gentry kind of put both of our wacky brains together, and because we imagine and dream things and try to make them real, it's led us to where we are today.
Well, I tell you what, and this is what I used to tell my students, dreams are the seeds of reality. If you can dream it, you can do it. Now, Keith, we were talking about the system that you guys co-created and you co-own with the internet and the charging stations. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, first, what we do is we're Inline Link, and what we consider ourselves as a Super Wifi Network. And what this is something similar to a hotspot network. Within this area, we're able to create and make a feeling of being like on the internet, but yet we actually control this, right? Which is amazing. Without no downloading of an app, without no service needed, we're able to go into your phone and be able to provide information that you normally would never be able to get, because we have our own personal network. And once you leave out of our area, it goes away. And you didn't need no service, need no downloading. To be able to do this helps you handle situations like being at a Michigan State football game and trying to be able to find out information and go to the internet. You can't do none of that.
Yeah, all those brick buildings and to have it's kind of like you got a super hotspot.
You're right, exactly.
It's what it creates is kind of what we call mobile gridlock. And so 70,000 people, for instance, at a football game,
Oh, that's a lot
trying
of
to
gridlock.
use one or two towers, cell phone towers in that area, it creates a gridlock in there. You can't. So what we see as the viable alternative is creating a separate network that operates on its own, that if you attract the fans and the individuals to that particular network, it can alleviate some of the mobile gridlock that is created.
Let me see if I understand this. If I'm at the game and I'm trying to get on and I push my settings, will your hotspot appear?
Yes, exactly.
And I don't need a password.
Nope.
I don't need an app. Is that what you're saying? I can just hit yours and I'm on the internet?
Correct. And you're not on the internet. You're on Inline Link's private network at that time.
Okay.
So we provide you with our own videos. We provide you with our own everything that the internet can provide for you. We provide for you. You will never know that you're not on the internet because the content that we use is only maintaining the actual event that you're at. So yes, you're able to get to it without turning around and doing anything but really typing in our name, and then you're on our private network. As long as you're in one of our spots that have our network there.
Okay, well, tell me a little bit about the spots. We had talked earlier about you have a few spots here in Lansing, and you're expecting to grow this concept.
Yes. Well, let me go a little further. So once we created the Super Wi-Fi network, it was hard to be able to get people to take us serious, that we're saying that we created another internet. People do not want to take that. I'm very serious. They do not believe that. We always talk to each other, and we say it's like a 12-year-old person telling you that they invented a car that flies. Nobody's believing that. And the last thing they want to see us coming in to their office and say, we invented the internet. You know, nobody even know who owns the internet, but yet we invented something that's like the internet. Well, we did. So we couldn't get people to pay attention to us really with our private network. So we had to figure out what we called a hook. And what that is a 7-foot tall pole with a solar panel on the top, which turns around and comes down and has TV monitors on it. And then it has a place where you can place your cell phone, and you can charge your cell phone or your devices on this tower for free. And then in the inside of it, we have our private network. So once we were able to actually have something physical that people could touch and see, now all of a sudden we're dealing with the city. We're sitting here with you right now because people could see and understand that, but people couldn't see an invisible private network. And once they get on it, they still think that they're on the internet, and they're not.
Well, you know, it's funny you said that. I drive down in this area a lot. And even with my XM satellite radio on my car, it seems like when I get in here, I guess there's too much going on the information superhighway, and I have problems, you know.
Correct. It's interrupted by different things, building structures.
Oh, yeah.
The composition of what particular structure you're in or around. That makes a big difference. But the signal strength is basically what we're providing is an alternate signal that allows you to communicate with all the mobile devices that are in our area. And so what happens is now, instead of the internet, well, now you can talk to all of your customers that are locally near you. And how about this? You can provide them the sales information. You can know who the advertising is directly centered to. And also, you can also know who the beneficiary of the advertising is. So if you buy ads on the internet, it's fine, but good luck finding where it's coming out at and who the actual money is going to. So this creates a situation where it's a little bit more direct, and it's definitely in the line of it being a super Wi-Fi or local area network. It allows you to keep all of that information, and the advertising and all of the businesses keep that local also.
Oh, tell me this. What's the capacity, or is the capacity unlimited?
There are capacity limits, but only based on the amount of signal that you can provide. So the amount of signal and bandwidth we can create is now controlled by the amount of signal that we can create to put it out to the public and how far that actual signal reaches.
Okay.
Just like a radio station always tell you about how much power they have.
Yeah.
And so some can come from Detroit to Lansing, and others can't even get close.
Right.
We're the same way.
Oh,
right?
okay.
They turn down their power at night, so it doesn't reach as far. Okay, same thing.
Yes.
Okay, now tell me about, you got some upcoming activities. I know there's a golf camp, and there's a health fair type of program you got going on. Tell me a little bit about those.
I'm going to let Coop start off with the golf.
Well, the first part is the Health and Wellness Summit.
Yes.
That we're actually doing on May 1st. One part that I'm handling of that particular summit, and it's got several reaching arms because it is a health and wellness summit. One of the arms that I'm working on is a golf instruction day, along with a long drive challenge.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so we're going to challenge everyone to come out and calmly place your drive out onto the grid and see where they measure up against Team Inline Link. One of those things is brand awareness to our name, Inline Link. And so we will challenge people against our team of golfers, which most likely will not include myself or Keith. And it's just a long drive challenge. It's really a day centered around golf instruction for the kids at the Boys and Girls Club, and then a long drive challenge at Grosbeck Golf Course. We hope that it's going to be tremendous fun for everyone. It sounds like it will be an exciting atmosphere, and we just something for, again, teaching the kids golf as an instruction early on, and then kind of taking the back end of once you've learned it as a young kid and you've practiced and worked at it, well, in the evening, the long drive challenge shows you what it can turn into.
Right.
So it's just we just thought it was a fun day for a fundraiser, and this is a fun activity surrounding it, and I can't wait.
Hey, I understand. I've done multiple golf outing fundraisers. You know, the basic scramble. Now, tell me this: what's the prize for the longest drive?
Well, as a team, or right now we have worked out as a team, is to 4 tickets to the Rocket Mortgage Classic,
or
to the championship team. We will also have other prizes and gifts to give away, but we are expecting a magnificent showing, not only from the city of Lansing, but also and especially from Team Inline Link. So that is our profession, and that is what we would like to have, and we would also still give away those prizes.
Okay. Yeah, the Boys and Girls Club is a wonderful organization. I worked there for years and started work study when I was at MSU, and just in the last few months I've been Santa Claus, Dr. Zap during Black History Month, and next week it's going to be the Easter Bunny.
Oh boy!
So I'm getting it in over there.
Yeah, it's good. That's
now,
great. It's great.
Give me this, since we're still talking about the golf outing, the particulars. If somebody wanted to sign up, if somebody wanted to know what time and date and location, tell me a little bit about that.
Okay. The first and foremost, the golf instruction will be handled or will be performed at the Boys and Girls Club of Lansing. So you would contact the Boys and Girls Club to sign up for that particular event. The registration has to go through the Boys and Girls Club because of the limited number of positions.
Now, what's the age range for the?
The age range would be all boys and girls that are eligible to attend the Boys and Girls Club.
So K through 12? Or?
So it would generally be K through 12, but I believe that club length may have a little to do with it. So we may be limited to I want to say like maybe 4th grade or so and above. We'll clarify that a little bit more, but there's always something that you can do with the youngsters and involving them in golf, because we also know that if a child gets to, I don't know, middle school, high school, and they haven't been exposed to golf, not a good chance they're gonna pick it up later. It's really tricky like that, and so the earlier you can expose them to golf, or like most other sports or anything, the earlier exposure just creates to a better outcome in the end. And at the end of the day, golf is something you can play a lot longer than you're ever going to play basketball, football, or any of the very active
Before your
sports.
knees go out.
Or something goes out.
Yes.
So the time on that is?
The time on that is 3 p.m. for the golf instruction. 4 to 7 will be the long drive challenge at Grosbeck.
So any other peripheral things going on that day?
On that day, we're meeting the summit. The summit begins in the morning at the Lansing Fledge. We will start that at 8 a.m. for coffee and mixing. And at 9 a.m. we will begin the summit. It's right now we are still open and filling tables for that particular event. So if you would like, you can tables are free to get, but it's also a time to mix and mingle amongst people that are in or around the health and wellness community in Lansing. And so that's what we're trying to do, is bring everyone together and be able to mix and mingle on that. And then once we break from there, there will be a BMX bike track demonstration. Yeah. So these generally, and if you can see, is that with kids in Lansing or like all over, they generally are exposed to your more popular sports. But in the health and wellness section, maybe there are a few other things that you can involve them in that will kind of well-round them a little bit. Golf being one of them, it maybe leads into a healthy lifestyle. The BMX bike riding leads you into a healthy healthy lifestyle. And there's, some of our kids, maybe they're not into that. Well, there are several community organizations that contribute bikes and do different things that help get you out there. So we'd like to see everyone just involved in this particular event, but this won't be the end of it, because it's kind of what we do and it's what we're involved in. So
this
look
is
forward.
The start of an ongoing
this is the beginning.
situation. Now tell me this: is this event with the health and wellness? Is it going to be out on the fledged lawn, or is it going to be inside? How's that going to be set up?
It's set up for the inside. We'll have 20 tables, and then each individual will have a table to be able to express themselves. But each person or each company will have anywhere from 7 to 15 minutes to go up on stage and present their company. So this is all done on the inside, and then afternoon where we break, we all do the stuff that's all on the outside. So we're praying for good weather on that day.
Well, I hope it is, because when I was driving to work last night, I started off in the rain, ended up in the snow. People don't realize that global warming is real.
It's real.
Yeah, we can't get into politics. Yeah, because it's real. It is real. But we are getting ourselves set so that we can handle if it rains also. So I want to say that too. So even if it rains, people can still come. But we are open to be able to take individuals to be able to spread their word when they're dealing with the health and wellness industry, and being able to have a event like this. Our main thing of being able to have this event is we want the whole community to know about our Tubman cell phone charging stations, and where we are now engaged with the city of Lansing and have our first one in Ritter Park, is that we're looking to be able to put over 200 of them throughout the city.
Oh, wow.
Right. And we would like for each one of the listeners, each one of your people that you know, to all just ask your community leaders for a Tubman charging station. These things are the greatest things for the community in so many ways, and the benefits are extraordinary when it comes down to a tool that is in your community that's looking out for just your area, which again, with our private network, we only worry about the people that's in that football stadium. We don't worry about the World Wide Web. Only the information that has to do with that. Well, same thing with our charging stations being out in the parks right now. They deal with the community right around that area, which I believe this turns around, this event makes everybody aware of something like this is available, and it's something that they can get by just speaking to their community leaders, by being able to have an opportunity to put one out.
Well, you know, the thing that excites me about this is I know somebody right now. They've got some kind of phone. I think it's like a internet only. They can only do something if they can pick something up.
Right.
And if you know, they can't pick it up at home. If they knew about a spot like that,
Yes.
you know, here, matter of fact, I know some people in Flint. I know some people in Detroit. I know some people in Grand Rapids. I know some people in Saginaw. Are you planning on going into these markets?
Definitely. Definitely. We'll conquer them one at a time or as they come. But yes, our every plan that we write or that have written in the past is definitely a beginning in the sense of a cookie cutter. So all of our plans can be reproduced in the next city we go to. We just the product, the viability of the product, and that. We can reproduce the actual plan is the only thing that's untapped right now. Once we finish completing our plans, then it will lay out the structure that we can continue to repeat.
Well, that's good. As replications is in effect, and
Correct.
you already plan on going down that avenue.
Definitely.
Correct.
Before we close the show, once again, if anybody wants to get involved, if anybody wants to sign up, if anybody wants a booth, you know, give us the information, and we'll put it on CG so it'll be a part of the show.
They can reach myself for the golf portion at jeff@inlinelink.com. Okay. That will be JEFF at inline INLINELINK.com.
Now, if somebody wanted to talk to you and had some extensive questions, you got a phone number they can reach you?
Yes, they can reach me at 517-420-4530.
All right, Keith.
Well, if they want to speak to me about the summit and actually having a table, they can just give me a call. They're more than welcome to email Jeff at Inline Link. But if you want to give me a call directly, it's 517-449-7860. And that's my direct line, and I will set you up to be able to have a table or any more information that you may want. Okay,
For your internet, yeah.
Right. I don't have an email address. If anyone wants to email me, they can just turn around and email Jeff at Inline Link. That's what they can do.
So the same email address, and it'll get to both of you.
Yes, a company email address. Okay.
Great. Well, hopefully you get some of this news and that you can actually use. This is Marcus Jefferson. I am signing off here with Jeff and Keith, and hopefully you guys can come out and support this endeavor and find out about unique opportunities for your youngsters, as well as this new innovative hotspot. I'm actually curious to see how it works myself. But until we meet again, I will see you later.
Bulletin, news you can use with your host, Marcus Jefferson.